Hey guys. So, Germany's actually considering banning Hezbollah in their country. Oh, indeed, indeed. Hezbollah. Well, let's take a look at the information here, shall we? Germany's parliament is to debate a proposal to ban the activity of Hezbollah there. Introduced by the right-wing Alternative for Germany, or AFD party, it accuses the Islamist group of leading a terrorist fight against Israel. The AFD bill scheduled for debate in the Bundestag on Thursday was announced earlier this week after an AFD press conference. Hezbollah must be banned in Germany, said the AFD deputy Beatrix von Storch, who helped to draft the bill. She deems the group to be terrorist organization whose goal is the destruction of Israel. I know that a number of other countries, including the US, UK, and Israel, had already passed laws to prohibit or restrict its activities. Short of an outright ban, the AFD bill suggests restricting on Hezbollah's legal rights in Germany, such as the removal of its status as a charity. Hezbollah, or the Party of God, subtle, is a political and military organization that formed in the wake of Israel's invasion of southern Lebanon in the 1980s. The group has developed close ties with Iran and now operates in a number of countries outside Lebanon, raising funds and generating foreign support through networks of community centers and mosques. German intelligence has estimated that around 1,050 Hezbollah members and supporters were active in the EU country in 2018, according to the Jerusalem Post. Hezbollah's military wing, nominally separate from its political party, was added to the European Union terrorism blacklist in 2013. But von Storch challenged the distinction between the group's armed and its civil elements. The Berlin government claims you must distinguish between legitimate political wing of Hezbollah and the terrorist wing, she said at the press conference. This does not make sense to us or the voters. Now, if you look at the map, this modified map of Germany, which lists a German caliphate, this was produced by the AFD, and it was recently banned. But here's the actual Republic of Germany right here, according to this map. Well, you can't see it, but Northwest Germany, Western Germany is that's East Germany. I'm not very good reading maps. I'm sorry, I'm no good at reading maps. But East Germany, particularly Northeast Germany, is more purely German, and West Germany, particularly up from the north and even to the south, the larger part of the country, is marked on this map as a caliphate, because that's where most of the Arab Muslims are at. But the AfD has been a long stalwart critic of radical Islam and of German immigration policies amid an ongoing refugee crisis, which party co-leader Alexander Gauland once branded an Islamic invasion. Well, that's a half-truth. It's not all there is to it. But allow me to explain something to you. Just to be clear, everyone likes to ban Hezbollah because of its attitude towards Israel. But Israel, I would argue, is just as bad. For example, did you know that the definition of terrorism is the following? The use of violence or threat of violence, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political goals. Definition 2, resort to terrorizing methods as a means of coercion or the state of fear and submission produced by the prevalence of such methods. Or 3, the act of terrorizing or state of being terrorized, a mode of government by terror or intimidation. Now, what would you call a government that performs illegal invasions and annexations and also bombs civilian targets for supposedly hosting terrorist enemies, and even literally drops a bomb on a news station directly, and also uses a mix of verbal and physical threats as well. Do you know what government I just described? The government of Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. I don't know what it is about the Middle East, but maybe it's something in the water, but these people are just rotten. Something drives them crazy, and they act all violent and shit. You don't see the vast majority of, or large groups of white people acting that way, or even black people. Hell, black people don't do that shit. Asians don't do it, but Middle Easterners do. And of course, this little tangent is going to be labeled as racist, of course, by ignorant idiots who don't actually listen. I'm speaking, of course, to the locations where these people come from. Why is the Middle East so much more violent than everywhere else? Why is it that Arabs and Jews act more violent than everyone else, overall, in larger portions? Is it something in the water? Is it something in the air? Is there an evil spirit living in the Middle East that possesses them and makes them act that way? Quite frankly, if they want to come here in small numbers and want to assimilate and become one of us, you're welcome to do so. But only if you agree to assimilate with our culture and our ways. Because it seems to me that your ways are clearly much more violent and terrible overall. The only Western equivalent I can think of might be that border situation between North and South Ireland. That's the closest equivalent, but I hate to break it to you, that was caused by Christianity, and Christianity, well, that originates from the Middle East, so, put two and two together. I mean, what is it that causes that? I'm not saying anything in particular beyond just it seems like it's just more violent. I would really like someone to explain to me why. Why are Middle Easterners the way they are? Why do they do these things? Still, banning Hezbollah because they threaten Israel. You know what? Why not just sick them on each other and get it over with at this point? Let them tear each other apart. It's none of our business. It's their problem. I say let them sort it out. Anyway.